I've been holding on, but maybe it's time to stop. If you're not fighting for me, why should I keep fighting for you? You don't realize how much you mean to me until I start thinking about how easily I could walk away. You can only take so much before you realize that you deserve better than the love you're being given. Sometimes the hardest thing is realizing that not everyone who's a part of your life is meant to stay forever. I'm done waiting for you to decide what you want. I deserve someone who already knows. Maybe it's not about losing you. Maybe it's about realizing I'm strong enough to walk away. You were my reason to hold on, but now you've given me a reason to let go. The door that once opened for you is now closed and the keys are in my hands. I don't need to hold on to something that's already slipping away. It's time to find my peace. The more I think about it, the more I realize that some battles aren't worth fighting for. I've given you my all, but I can't keep fighting a battle you don't even acknowledge. Don't mistake my silence for fear. It's my strength telling me to move on. I'm not scared of losing you. I'm scared of losing myself while trying to hold on. Some people think you're weak because you're quiet, but silence is just a sign of you knowing your worth. I don't need your love to feel complete. I've already learned how to love myself. You can't expect someone to always stay when you've already given them every reason to leave. The more I hold on, the more I realize I'm the only one holding us together. It's funny how sometimes the thing we fear most is the thing that sets us free. I don't need anyone to save me. I've learned to be my own hero. The door is closing, and I'm not going to wait for you to tell me to leave. It's not about losing you. It's about finding the strength to walk away. I'm not scared of being alone. I'm scared of losing my sense of self trying to keep you. You never realize how strong you are until you have no choice but to stand alone. I don't need a reason to walk away. Sometimes leaving is the answer. You taught me how to love, but now I'm learning how to let go. Sometimes you have to slam the door shut to remind yourself you're strong enough to move on. You'll never understand how much I gave, but you'll feel the absence when I finally walk away. I'm not scared of losing you. I'm scared of losing my peace while holding on. When you realize you're holding on to something that isn't meant for you, the only choice left is to let go. It's not about being scared of losing you. It's about realizing that sometimes losing is the only way to gain. When the door slams, it's not anger. It's the sound of me reclaiming my life. I'm not afraid of letting go. I'm afraid of losing myself in something that isn't real. You're not the reason I stay, but I'm the reason I leave. Sometimes You have to walk away to stop drowning in a place that doesn't care about your survival. I'm not afraid of being without you. I'm afraid of being without my own happiness. It's not a loss if it frees you from something that was never meant to be. Leaving isn't a sign of weakness. It's a declaration of self-worth. I never thought I'd have the strength to walk away, but sometimes it takes more strength to leave than to stay. It's not fear of losing you that holds me back. It's the fear of losing myself. When love becomes a chain, sometimes the best thing you can do is break free. I'm not scared of walking away. I'm scared of staying when it no longer feels right. The only thing scarier than losing you is losing the person I am with you. Sometimes you have to close the door to open your heart to what truly belongs to you. You never realize how much you've been holding on until you let go and find freedom. I thought I was scared of being alone, but now I'm scared of being with someone who doesn't see my worth. I've spent enough time fighting for us. Now it's time to fight for myself. The door is closing, and I'm walking away with nothing left to prove. I'm not afraid of losing you. I'm afraid of losing the chance to finally be happy. Sometimes you have to slam the door shut to keep the peace that you deserve. It's not about being scared. It's about realizing I can't keep living in the past. I won't beg you to stay because I've already learned to stand on my own. I've learned the hard way that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away. It's not about you, it's about me realizing I deserve more than what you're offering. You were never my weakness. The hardest part was learning that I didn't need you to be strong. Sometimes the loudest sound is the silence you leave behind when you finally decide to let go. I'm not scared of losing you. I'm scared of losing the ability to love myself. Sometimes the hardest part is realizing that walking away isn't losing, it's choosing yourself. I've spent too much time waiting for you to change, only to realize I deserve someone who loves me as I am. You're not my downfall. My fear of losing myself was the true obstacle all along. The moment you stop fighting for someone who doesn't care, you'll realize how much of your life you've been wasting. It's not about being scared of the future. It's about finding the courage to leave the past behind. I didn't slam the door because I'm angry. I slammed it because I finally understand my worth. The fear of being alone is nothing compared to the fear of being stuck in a relationship that drains you. You can only hold on for so long before you realize the most powerful thing you can do is let go. I don't need you to complete me. I've learned how to be whole on my own. I'm not walking away because I'm afraid. I'm walking away because I'm ready for something real. I was afraid of being alone, but now I'm afraid of staying in a place where I'm not truly happy. There comes a point when love isn't enough, and the only choice is to let go. It's not about closing doors, it's about opening windows to the freedom I deserve. I used to think love was enough to make it work, but now I know peace is just as important. The hardest goodbyes are the ones that come when you realize you don't need them to thrive. I'm not afraid of the end. I'm afraid of living in a cycle that never allows me to move forward. It's not about losing you, it's about gaining back the pieces of me I gave away. You don't have to lose something to realize that what you had was never meant for you. I'm not scared of the unknown. I'm scared of staying where I don't belong. Sometimes you have to let go to make room for the love and peace you deserve. Walking away is never easy, but staying where you're not valued is even harder. I don't need anyone's approval to make the best decision for myself. It's not about being scared, it's about being strong enough to know when it's time to let go. I've learned that letting go isn't a weakness, it's a strength I never knew I had. I'm walking away because I love myself too much to stay in something that doesn't serve me. Sometimes the only way to move forward is by turning your back on what's holding you back. You don't need anyone to validate your worth. The moment you start believing in yourself, everything changes. It's not the door slamming that hurts. It's realizing that it was the right choice all along. The fear of losing you was nothing compared to the fear of losing myself in the process. I can't keep pretending things are okay when deep down I know they're not. Walking away from something that wasn't meant to be isn't failure, it's freedom. I've spent enough time waiting for change. Now I'm changing for myself. Sometimes the hardest decision is the one that brings you the most peace. I've learned that the door doesn't need to be slammed. You just need to know when it's time to walk away quietly. There's a strength in knowing when to let go, even when you don't want to. It's not the love I'm afraid of losing, but the part of me that I keep losing, trying to make it work. I've realized that walking away isn't giving up. It's taking control of my future. You can't love someone more than you love yourself. Sometimes that's the hardest truth to accept. The hardest thing I've ever done is letting go of something I thought I couldn't live without. I don't need someone to complete me. I just need someone who adds to the completeness I've already found. It's not about fearing the loss. It's about fearing the cost of staying. You can only go so much before you realize your love is being taken for granted. Leaving isn't weakness. It's knowing when to walk away from something that no longer serves you. I thought I was scared of being alone, but now I realize I was scared of losing my own happiness. Walking away doesn't mean I've lost. It means I've gained everything I deserve. The hardest part of letting go is not the loss itself, but the courage it takes to move on. It's not the absence of you that hurts, it's the absence of me in your presence. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to stop fighting for something that will never be. I'm learning to trust myself more than I trust anyone else to make the right choices for my life. I'm walking away not because I don't care, but because I care too much about my own peace. Sometimes you have to give up what you want now for what you know you'll deserve later. I'm not scared of the future. I'm scared of being stuck in something that makes me forget my worth. Leaving isn't running away. It's choosing to step into a new chapter that holds better things for me. I'm not afraid to close this door because I know there's a bigger one waiting for me.